Warning. Here on Modern Femme-ily, we may look like ladies, but some of our favorite words are 4 short little letters. Our ages lend everyone to believe that we are adults, so we may use adult language some find offensive. We also tend to get serious sometimes. We may discuss sensitive topics that may be triggering to some viewers. Basically, we have opinions, we discuss them, and we swear a lot in the process. Welcome to Modern Femme-ily. Join us here every Friday at 8 p.m. live, where we discuss everything from a woman's point of view. Sometimes it's funny and lighthearted, and sometimes we aren't. With us, you never know what you're going to get. With our host and resident lesbian Cassie, and our LGBTQIA+ ally Molly, nothing is off limits. You never want to miss an episode, as we talk to women and allies from all walks of life, and you can always expect to laugh. So sit back, relax, and join us for the next hour, while we laugh and joke and have a good time. So come on, what are you waiting for? Now is when the good part starts.
Hello, humans.
We're back.
We are back, and it is almost 2023. Like, I feel so bad because I had to cancel our last show because I was so sick. Like, I don't know what it was.
Yes.
People
The
in my
flu,
life are,
probably.
yeah, I say mostly everyone is convinced it was the flu. It was not COVID. Every COVID test I took was negative. But I was so sick, and my wife was sick. Like, we almost missed Christmas. Like, when we went to dinner, we wore masks. Like, we had been on antibiotics at that point because nothing else was working. So we got antibiotics and we wore masks just in case. Like, it, yeah.
Yeah. What? And then here we are today.
Yeah.
Welcome
and here we
back
are
to Modern Femme-ily. Femme-ily.
Yes.
Listen.
We're family here on Modern Femme-ily. It's what it is.
Like mush.
Molly has major baby brain.
Oh my gosh. It's so bad. So bad. It's constantly cracking my husband up because I am like just messing up words, making up words that I am like for sure know that they're real. And I'm like, oh crap, it's not. It's not.
Where you're like, I am convinced this is a word,
yes.
damn it. And if it's not, it is now, okay? Like,
yeah. So, yeah. Modern Femme-ily. Welcome back, friends and family.
yes, welcome back. This is our last episode for a while because I am going to be traveling in January. And, you know, Molly's got a little bundle of joy coming.
Girl, something happening.
Like, we were just talking before we went live. Like, it literally could be tomorrow. Like,
seriously. Yeah, no. Yeah, she could come at any time and it would be like completely fine. And it was so funny. I was saying that I had to go into the office today and I was saying that to some of my team members and they're like, are you just ready for her to come at any day? I'm like, yeah.
Yep. Get her out of me. I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't want to play this game anymore. I'd like to get off the ride. Thank you.
I would like to get off this ride. Where's the emergency stop button?
Right? Hit the big red button.
Right.
Yeah. No, like 2022, we were also talking, has been so crazy.
I think everything after 2020 has just, first off, has been a blur because every time I'm like, oh yeah, like a year ago, you know, when we were in lockdown. No, bitch, it's been like 3 years.
Yeah, almost 3 years.
Not lockdown. Well, I guess it was lockdown. It felt like lockdown.
Yeah, I mean, we were allowed to go to the grocery store and we could like get gas. Like, you pretty much was the only thing, which
Yeah.
gave me gas because you weren't going anywhere.
Seriously. And I feel like, and I think it's just because I work from home. So that hasn't changed for me. I don't still go into town. I still am in my house all the time. So I feel like I'm still in like I mean, we still have a pandemic, let's be honest. It's still around.
Well, right before you hopped in to get ready, Reese was in the living room and I had my studio door open and she's like, "Oh, great." I was like, "What? What now? Like, what happened?" She goes, "Another freaking COVID variant."
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, put it with the killer bees, put it with whatever has all happened in the
Right.
past 3 years.
Right.
At this point, like, I can't be surprised.
No.
It's like, makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. But it's like every time you see like something like on a news article that's like, "Oh, this was found in like a I want to say excavation, but I don't think that's right. But like an expedition, they were, digging for artifacts and they found a mummified, person and their pet. And we're like, put it back. Put it back.
Seriously. Well, and then like with the glaciers melting, like, that is a thing, first off, people. And it's like revealing diseases that we've never even dealt with or heard of. That sounds promising.
Right? Like, no, put it back.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's like, where is all this craziness coming from? And how do we stop it?
And again, I can't be surprised. It's just like, makes sense.
Yeah.
Might as well. Throw it in the bunch.
Right. Just put it. Yeah. We have a fuck it bucket. Just put it in there with everything else we've dealt with this year,
Seriously. I know. Yeah. But there has been some great times, the past year it's been crazy. I think every year is always crazy, right? Life is crazy.
Yeah.
But there's been some good times.
Well, and like, I don't know if I said to you or I said to Reese, like, this year has been full of great things. This year has been full of shitty things. This year has been full of okay things. Like, and I think that's every year.
Yeah.
But as you get older, it's like the shittier things get shittier. The great things get greater.
Right.
And then the rest of the year is just kind of meh.
Yeah. Like I survived. That's like the cool thing.
Right. I'm still alive.
I'm her.
Yeah. I'm here. I'm kind of thriving, I guess you could say.
Flyaways that are like tickling my face right now.
I mean, at least your hair is up. Like, that is one of my New Year's resolutions, is to wear my hair down more, because I literally have like little breakage in the front, like thinning. So I'm like, girl, stop putting your hair up.
Listen, I know better, and I sleep with my hair up. Like,
because I get so hot.
My solution, I'm just chopping it off. I'm just done with hair. Like, I'm really just done with hair.
Right.
My hair. I'm just done. I'm going to chop it off.
Well, it's funny because I told Molly we're watching The Big Bang Theory, right? Yeah. And spoiler alert, if anyone's watching that hasn't watched the seasons, we're at the point where Penny went from, hair my length to a cute little pixie cut.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like, it was the end of the season, and then the next season she had a cute little pixie cut. And I'm like,
Yeah. Yep. It's happening. But then the thing too that I don't want is the maintenance of short hair, in the sense of you have to get it cut.
Yeah.
Like,
or you
regularly.
Like, you have to do it.
Like, not necessarily, and that's the thing. For me, short hair is so easy. There really is no doing anything. It's just...
I say your hair is straight.
I'm done.
My hair is not.
It's not really straight anymore. Let me tell you what. It's getting some curl. Yeah, I want some food.
Yeah, I already ate my Pizza Hut, so eat away, girl.
Well, Charlie now gets off work later, and he had to go to the store, so dinner is just now served, and yeah, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten since like 4.
Eat. No one is gonna judge you.
It's hot. I'm gonna eat pizza, so it's gonna be real fun with red lipstick. But let's do it.
I mean, we have always said on Modern Femme-ily, we are a hot mess express. leaving Dysfunction Junction. So it's funny that you're eating pizza because I ate pizza earlier.
Yeah, this isn't, I mean, I wish I had your pizza because now, like, when I was watching you eat a breadstick, I was like, man, I should just call Charlie and say to order some pizza. But this is oven pizza, so, you know, it's still good.
Which is still good, yeah. Like, yeah. If I didn't have promotions for being a new Uber Eats customer, I probably wouldn't have ordered again. But that's how they suck you in.
No, they do. Well,
You order
so
once and you're like,
nice.
here's a whole bunch of coupons.
I know, sorry, I'm burpy right now. I don't know what's just happening.
Well, we were getting ready and like I was looking in my mirror and I look up at Molly and she's like, I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, she's moving. She's moving all over. She's moving.
Well, I know. And then, like, my last appointment, it was my last ultrasound. She had finally, because every other time her legs are over her head, like, just cut in half. Like, split in half, yes. And this time, because she's now flipped, so her head is now down because she's ready. So right. And and then her freaking leg, or like her foot, was in my rib cage. So the tech was like, yeah, she's really long. I was like, well, so is my husband. So
right. Right. Because
I was kind of expecting it. And now she's taking up all the room. And I'm like, you can't do this to me right now. You haven't been doing so I need you to stop.
Right. I'm gonna need you to stop acting like you're on a lounge chair and go back to being bent in half.
Yes. And she literally hits my, like, headbutts my bladder. Like, I'm serious. Like, she's gonna be either like a pro soccer player because she's literally just hitting it, and she's like swim kicking, so she's like gonna be a swimmer probably. She's so active, and I'm like, why?
Which is great, but I'm gonna need you to calm down a little bit. Chill out.
I know, yeah. Please, I'm not complaining that she's active. It's great. However, super uncomfortable.
Could you stop kicking my bladder and maybe get your foot out of my rib cage?
Yes. Thanks. I know.
I don't ask for much. I would just like you to not do that.
Yeah. And I'm like at the stage where like every position is uncomfortable. Just you're gonna be uncomfortable.
So it's like you're not sleeping. You can't sit comfortably.
Yeah. I mean, there is. You get some reprieve. There is. However, it's few and far between.
And it does not last long.
No.
Well, she will be here before you know it, because
that's what I'm saying.
I'm telling you, I just have a feeling that I am going to get on my plane to leave on the 16th, and I'm going to land and have a message that says Molly's in labor.
Yeah.
Like, I just have a weird feeling that's how it's going to pan out.
Probably. I have holes in my shirt. I just realized that. It's okay. I'm going for like we'll say like a 1920s grunge look.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, here on Modern Family, again, you never know what's going to happen. We eat, we drink sometimes. I was going to have a glass of wine tonight, and then I was like, I'll save that for tomorrow night because it's New Year's Eve.
Yeah. I'm not drinking. Let me tell you what, though. When this baby comes out, I want my wine.
I'm telling you, when I get home from Little Rock, I hope that there is snow, because I'm going to come build a snowman in your front yard and put wine bottles for arms and a nose.
Perfect.
And,
that's all I ask.
You know, maybe I'll find something from Little Rock for baby. And I'll put that out there too, but then be like, Mama, this trip is for you.
Yeah. No. I know. Actually,
drink up.
I didn't think, like, I haven't missed drinking. I'm not like a avid drinker anyway in that sense.
Right.
The only thing that was when we were like barbecuing and like drinking Coronas and stuff, I was like, I want a Corona and a burger and some smoke in my face. Like some fire pit smoke in my face. Like, that's what I want this summer.
Right. Well, and it's not so much that like you miss drinking. Like it's you miss the socialness of having a drink with your friends, or like getting on here and having a glass of wine or a mixed drink.
Yeah, well, and honestly, I like the taste of Corona and beer, chips, and a burger together.
Right.
It's real good. I like it.
It's a great picnic. Like,
Right.
what better could you want?
I know. And I didn't get that this year. So.
Do her up next year.
That's what I'm saying.
Charlie, your turn.
You're right. I know. That's the thing. Charlie never drinks. He's always the one that's taking care of me.
Well, now you can take care of yourself and he can take care of baby.
That's what I'm saying. Hey-o.
Baby's crying, mom is drunk, your turn.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm making up for a lost summer last year.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my dog is in the office because this is the quiet one, but I'm eating. So she's like, do you have anything for me? Anything.
Is there any way I can get a bite of that?
Right.
Just a nibble. Just a nibble.
One little. No. All mine.
Yeah, Rex, when I was getting ready and eating, Reese had to help me with my backdrop because it fell down. So she was fixing that and then she went out to eat and she let Rex out of his pen because we put him in there so she could get the delivery without worrying about him getting out.
Yeah.
And she let him out and he immediately came in me and was like, what you got? What you got? I was like, I don't have anything, Bubby. I'm doing my makeup. So he immediately went back out to my wife and was like, what do you got? What
about you, though? I feel like you have something for me.
You have something. And she was like, you only like me because I have pizza.
Right.
Because
I have food right now.
Yeah.
Man's best friend, my ass.
Right.
But then, be a food.
Thank you. But then I catch her giving him pieces of the crust, which is fine. We feed him human food, but
I was the one that was like, we are not feeding our dogs human food, and like Charlie abides by that. What do? Sneak like bread and fries and like I'm like, here, have this little bit of chicken. Like, here you go.
Right, you're being such a good girl.
Like, feed them human food. Well, whoops. And then Charlie's like, don't feed them that. Like, because we'll give them like green beans and stuff like that. Like stuff that's like good for them. But like fried chicken and like French fries and like pizza sauce and like meat probably isn't like the best thing.
I mean,
it's still good, so they still eat it. So
if I have fresh fruit, Rex will not leave me alone. Especially if it's blueberries, strawberries. Pineapple is one of his favorites. Loves
blueberries, but you have to smoosh them.
Oh no, like I don't even think he tastes them, but if you toss him one, gone. Like,
so I won't eat blueberries.
Really?
Yeah, even if I squish them. I'm like, you bougie bitch. It's good.
Right? Right. Blueberries are great.
A lot of antioxidants. I think I said that wrong, but you know what I mean.
We got
blueberries.
You. Yeah, we speak Molly. You're good.
There's a lot of great stuff in it.
Rex, I've had him forever now. Like we've been through ups and downs and trials and tribulations and everything together. I have finally found something he will not eat. And I mean, this dog is a human garbage disposal, so he will eat anything.
Anything and everything.
I dropped a ravioli on the floor one night. I was making raviolis for dinner. And, you know, I let it cool down. There was no sauce on it. It was just fresh out of the water. I was trying to taste it to see if it was done. And I dropped it on the kitchen floor. And so I gave it to my wife. And I was like, here, hold this. Let it cool down for the dog. Give it to him. Yeah. She handed him the ravioli. And he was like,
no, just kidding. Not for me.
She's like, Bubby, eat your ravioli. So he tried it again. And I was like, did he not eat that? She's like, no. I was like, it's literally cheese and pasta. Like, I've seen him eat cat poop. Like, he's not going to eat a ravioli.
You're going to start to be bougie now?
Right.
Actually, raviolis are good. I like raviolis.
Yeah. Now I'm going to want to make raviolis again for dinner.
Right.
Damn it. And that's usually how it works. Molly and I start talking about food, and then I'm like, ooh, I want chicken. How I made at-home KFC bowls the other night. We were talking about KFC. Yes.
So good.
Yeah. Oh. So speaking of 2022 and going out, so this year has been filled with great things and bad things. But I can say that my sister had a checkup yesterday and everything is looking good so far.
Good.
There are still some things they have to watch and like some follow-up tests, but the doctor is happy with her progress so far.
Good.
Is very impressed by the fact that she can now squat. And yeah, no, she said she feels like her knee is going to explode.
Oh my gosh, I bet.
But he said that's because of the damage that was done to the femur. He said that's your new normal.
Right.
So get used to that. And she's like, well, if it's my new normal, that's fine. She's like, as long as I don't have to like worry every time I squat down to like zip my daughter's coat.
Right. And that's right.
Yeah. She's like, as long as I know it's my new normal, I'm great. I can handle that.
That I'm not going to like blow out my knee. Like,
yeah. She said it literally feels like her entire knee is just going to explode out of her skin.
oh my gosh.
I was like, well, one, you should probably not do that.
Well, I mean, would like physical therapy kind of help like that? And
so she's currently doing physical therapy.
yeah.
But it's because the tumor that was in her femur pretty much destroyed the cartilage in her knee. So what she's feeling is her femur and her knee, yeah, like moving the femur behind the kneecap.
Dang.
So they did put like cadaver cartilage in her knee when they did the surgery.
Sure.
But they can only put so much, obviously. And because there's so much damage to her femur, he's like, that's just going to be your new normal.
Dang.
So, and again, she was like, if that's my new normal, great. I don't have to
Right.
worry. I don't have
I
to
just know
freak out. I know what to expect.
Right.
You know, so that was a crazy ride this summer. But everything is looking up. One thing we talked yesterday and she said, so my doctor said, we're in the slippery season. And she said to him, yeah, not the most graceful person.
No, me neither.
So he said, if you fall, do not land on your knees, because if you land on your knees, you are going to most certainly have a fractured femur.
Aha. No, thank you.
So she's like, so what you're telling me is to aim for the ass.
Well, I
And
mean,
the doctor was like, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of junk in that trunk, dude. I'm good there. Except
Yeah.
for I always land on like my butt, my arse, and now I think that's why I have like hip problems.
Oh, yeah. Hi. I'm
Yeah.
not like, I swear our family is not graceful at all. And I danced for 11 years, so I don't know where that grace went, but I stopped
Right.
and it left.
Right.
Like, but she is not graceful at all. Like the one time, I want to say this is right before she got married, I think was when it happened. She took the dogs out, stepped in a hole, and laid in her yard for like 45 minutes because she twisted her ankle and couldn't get up. Like,
oh my gosh.
I felt coming up our steps in the front of our house because I was too impatient to go slow. I just ran up the steps and ended up eating shit on the way up the steps. There are 2 steps.
Literally was playing like kickball, was running, tripped over my own feet, not even like a divot or a rock, my own feet, and just went boom. And I'm like, are you son
Right.
of a bitch?
And those are the falls that you just lay there. You were like, I know everybody saw
And
this,
it
and hopefully they think
hurt
I'm
so
dead. Because
I did.
like,
And it hurt. I was like, this does not feel like when I was like 17, 20. 17, 20. What? Like 17, like 20 years old. Like when I was younger.
yeah.
That fall hurt. What?
Yes.
I did not get right back up. I sat there for a hot goddamn second. Because I was like, I think I just broke something.
Don't know what, but I think I broke something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rex has gotten loose once and hasn't run away. And that is when I fell down the steps from our front door to our patio. I dropped his leash. Like I hit my back and like, I don't know if I hit my head or not, but like it was there.
Yeah.
And I just laid there, and he watched me. He peed, and then came directly back to me like, "Are you okay?"
Right.
Because I just laid there on the patio.
Yeah.
Like, this is where I die. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna die right here.
And this is how it goes, and I'm
Yeah.
okay with it.
Yeah. Like, it's cold, it's icy, the dog's gonna run away. I'm not gonna be able to catch him.
No, I'm not gonna get my dog. If they don't come back, I'm like, they're faster than I am. You really think I'm gonna catch my dog running? No.
Yeah, no, I have to like drive around our neighborhood yelling for him at 9:00 at night when he decides to break his lead. Yeah, because he doesn't come back.
No, Maylee does. Maylee comes. Well, she got out of the backyard.
That's right.
My gosh. Telling him, I mean, my husband already knows. I already told him. But he gets irritated at me because I just like leave them out in the backyard because it's fenced. Is it fenced well? Not really, but it's fenced. And I'll go just like putz around in the house and leave like the back door open. I can still hear them. Well, this one time, I go to get the dogs to let them in, and Stella is the only one at the door. And I was like, "Excuse me, where's the other one?"
Right.
Maylee.
We have 2.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm putting in my shoes, and from me going from my room, because we're from the back door to the front door of where my shoes are, in my head was, I have to tell my fucking husband that I lost his favorite dog. Like, what? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was like, he's going to kill me. So I put my shoes on and I go to like open the front door to go look for this dog, and she's just sitting there terrified, like, let me in the door, let me in. I was like, okay, cool. This is good.
Right. This is great. You're
Yeah.
an asshole, but this was a good girl.
Yes. Oh my god. I was like in 2.5 seconds was panicking.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
how am I gonna tell my husband that like his dog basically is gone? And then like, what if I don't find her, or find her in a not so decent condition?
Right.
But nope, she got like out and then just came around to the front door and was like, can someone let me in, please?
Right. She got out and then she went,
Nope.
shit.
I don't like it.
I don't want to be out here.
I don't like it.
Reese said no, he goes to sniff the neighbor's flowers, which is 110% accurate because that is where we found him last time.
Sniffing flowers.
Little asshole. Literally sniffing like 6 houses or so down, sniffing their flowers. I'm like, get in the fucking car. Because now I need to find your Maddie, who is out in my car looking for you because I'm in her car. Don't ask. I threw her keys, and my keys were the first ones that I found.
It works. That's what happens.
But yeah, animals are funny.
They're fun. They keep you on your toes.
Yeah. That is 110% accurate. They surely do keep you on your toes.
Mm.
That pizza looks really good. Now I want more pizza here. This is horrible.
I was gonna say, what did 2022 teach you the most?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, I just popped in my head. You're welcome.
Honestly, I think one of the biggest lessons in 2022 for me was to be more patient with the human race.
Yeah.
Because like we've seen in 2020 and 2021, like just how it's brought out some of the worst in people.
Mm-hmm.
And like Molly and I both manage large groups of people with what we do. Mm-hmm. And it's really hard sometimes because we work remotely. You know, yes, we have video conferences and people can see you, but they don't always know you.
Right.
You know, you're just an authority figure that tells them they're not doing something right or what they have to correct. And they have no problem firing back at you, even if it's like you're being 100% kind and authentic. They don't care.
Right.
Like, I literally had someone tell me that I was an idiot and thought that my company would hire people who were intelligent, and clearly I wasn't. All I asked for was like a small piece of information that would take you 2.5 seconds to provide to me, and you refused and you called me names. Like,
Yeah.
so really learning to be patient with people in general. And I've always been a people person, but with everything we've been through, like, you know, you can't go to Walmart or Target and not see someone acting like showing their ass in public. Like, it's like, what is happening with the world? Like, so just being more patient with people
Yeah.
and kind of making myself be a people person again, because we've been secluded for so long.
Okay.
I'm not really a people person anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I like my own little bubble. Like, a lot of people during the pandemic have realized like how much they need that social interaction. They need that, you know, human interaction. And me, I'm like, I like my four walls and my wife and my dog and my cats. Like, I
Well,
like my little bubble.
it's just like it's downsized for me. Like I don't necessarily need as many people
Right.
in my life, that type of thing, right? Like it's just I don't have to be out all the time. And that's because of like the pandemic and having to like stay home, and I got used to not being busy.
Right.
And I liked it because I was the one that like I always was always doing something Friday nights, Saturday nights, in the sense of like going to friends' house, hanging out, having cookouts, which is really awesome and a lot of fun, but it's also very tiring.
Yeah,
I
when
didn't
it's
realize
every
that.
weekend and yeah,
Or like even like there would be functions happening on Tuesday, functions happening on Wednesday, things in groups that I was doing on Thursday, and then hanging out with friends on Friday. And oh my gosh, like I was running and it was great and fun. But then once you were like made to stop and then continued to be made to stop and not do anything, I was like, this is kind of nice.
right.
I kind of
This
like
is what it
this.
feels like to relax.
Yes. And now I'm very choosy in what I do because my time is time. I'm using it as like I got a lot of shit to deal with and a lot of trauma and a lot of healing to do. So that's what I'm doing.
Right. Well, and like when you're forced to look at it, you realize like this is my time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I choose what I do with my time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what 2022 has taught me is a lot of shit, first off. But second is that I can do some really tough stuff. I'm about to do one of the most hardest things I've ever done in my entire life.
And that's how you're kicking off 2023.
Yeah, seriously. Yes. Throughout this entire pregnancy, I've had to be my own advocate, which I've always had to be because I'm a woman. And unfortunately, in the medical world, women are treated completely differently. And then being a larger woman puts it even harder. And then being pregnant in a larger woman's body is really difficult too. So, I mean, I've always had to be my advocate, but it's been very tiring. And going through that process has really taught me a lot about myself, a lot about my own intuition and trusting in myself. And know that I'm gonna be able to do some really tough stuff, and I'm really excited for it.
You're tougher than you originally thought. Like,
and the thing of I've always been tough, but it's just been a different kind. It's always been a silent, I'm just gonna bear down and do it. I'm just gonna not be vocal, not be loud, and take up space. well, bitch, I'm now loud. I'm now taking up space, and I'm in it for the long haul. Like,
right. No,
because I'm just
absolutely.
tired of being silent and being like, worried about what other people are going to think of me, or whatever I'm talking to the doctor, or what they're going to think of me. I'm going to be a bad patient or whatever. So it's been eye-opening, and just knowing that I can be, my own advocate and speak up for myself has been really empowering
Right.
in
Absolutely.
2022.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not always an easy lesson to learn
Well, I
about
learned it
your
fast.
yeah, you did, absolutely.
And
But
yeah,
it's not always something easy for people to take and learn and
yeah,
grow with.
no,
A lot of people struggle with that. I am my father's daughter. I have always been very loud. I,
yeah,
always stand on the right side of history and stand up for the underdog. And like, that's just me. Like, I am a very loud and
yeah,
outspoken person. But it's hard for people to be like, no, you're not doing something right. Whether it be like in your situation, being in a larger body and being pregnant and advocating for yourself, or,
mm-hmm.
being an LGBT QIA plus community and people are trying to take away rights. Like, it's the same scenario. You have to learn how to stand up for yourself.
Well, yeah, and for me, it's so much easier to advocate for other people and stand up for other people, and I do
Yeah.
that, and I've done that, and I've always been that person. Yes, I am loud and proud in that sense, and I will stand up for the underdog. I have stood up for the underdog. I
Right.
just don't show up for myself.
Right. Well, because it's two different scenarios.
Yeah.
It's the same action, but like you said, it's always easier to stand up for somebody else than it is for yourself. So when it comes to it's turned on you, you're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I gotta do this for me. Who's gonna do this for me? And you're like,
Well,
oh,
and
I have to do this for me.
it is that too, and it helped to educate myself in things that I had questions on. This is specifically for the pregnancy.
When you've done so much research this year as far as like pregnancy and what to expect and what was best for you, and
Yeah, and what's kind of fear mongering.
that too.
Yeah, and just knowing like some things, especially with pregnancies aren't you're not they don't go by the book. Each one
Right.
is different.
I was gonna say, and they're not a set standard of this is what to expect this day. This is what to expect. That's not how
Right.
it works.
No. And the more that I'm learning, just do research, read a lot of stuff. Especially when you're doing something new and you're learning something new, especially about yourself. And take some time to process it too. I didn't have the luxury of that because I have a little time of window for being pregnant, in the sense of like processing what is happening, what is coming at me, and also then turning around and fighting for myself. So that was a
Right.
lot, and having to do it quickly. But again, I have great support system, knowledgeable people in my life about pregnancy and about women, just not necessarily in a medical sense, or in a medical, because again, I am a believer that pregnancy is not a medical condition, so it
No.
shouldn't necessarily be treated. It's just an
Yeah.
event that's happening, and it doesn't need to be treated until it does,
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but it took me a bit to learn that, because we have this model in Western medicine that you take the doctor's word for everything and they know best, and sometimes that's not the case, and you miss your own mother's intuition. You have an intuition when you are pregnant. It is there. And because it's like it's in our DNA. It
Right.
literally is written. And sometimes it can be taken away in that medical kind of sense when you're surrounded by that, especially when it's said to you in a very negative, life-threatening way. You're like, what is happening?
Well, and
So.
like in the same thing, like you said about a mother's intuition, like some women will go to a doctor with a legit concern and be like, I just don't feel like something is right. Or, you know, like I would like to do this because I feel like something needs to be, you know, seen. So if it does need to be addressed, we can address it. And doctor's like, oh, no, we don't need to do that. It's like, okay, so you can push me into fear in one sentence and then completely disregard my concerns in another.
Right.
It's like, what are we doing? You want me to trust you, but I don't feel like something is right. And you won't take my word when I'm the one carrying said child.
Well, and I want to be like, I've also lived in this body for 34 years.
Right.
I've lived with this specimen for 9 months. Like, you don't know personally my body, and you don't know this fetus. No, it's not a fetus anymore. Now it's a baby, but this alien.
Right, this little alien.
Yeah. And there's something else I was going to say, but I can't remember. So it's either a lie or not important. That's what my grandma used to say.
That's what my family used to say. It was either a lie or not important. So
it's either a lie or not important. I was like, well, yeah, probably not important.
Right. Yeah, probably because it's gone, and I don't like to lie, so probably just not important. Yeah. So to piggyback off your question of what you've learned in 2022, what is something that you're looking forward to in 2023 as far as like your life lessons that you learned in 2022, like carrying them into 2023?
Yeah, so I'm excited in the sense of what that's gonna bring, because I'm not quite sure yet.
Right.
Because I feel like I'm still in the learning process of all of the things that has happened in 2022.
Right.
And what those lessons and the things that I've learned, how that's gonna carry over into the next year. What I do know is that I won't digress.
Right.
Is that?
Yeah, you're right. Yep, you're good. Yeah. You're not going to backslide and not carry that over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know I talked about being patient with people because having to become a people person, you know, even more so than I already was. Another thing I learned in 2022 is I'm a lot more business minded than I thought I was.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see where that takes me in 2023.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying like, you know, I know we have people we work with that watch the show. Like, I'm not up and running. Like, we're not going that direction. But I have some side hustles that I really want to make come to fruition.
Or just even just other interests that
And I'm kind of excited to see if I can make that happen. Like, and I think I could make it happen personally. Like, I could uphold my end, but the other factors that would play into that's where the struggle is going to come into the business. But yeah, I've learned I'm definitely more business minded than I thought. And I've always known that like I had a business sense.
Right.
But it really came out in 2022. So I'm excited to see where that takes me in 2023.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. And that's going to start real quick in 2020. Like that for me is like your pregnancy. Like I'm kicking off the year with that.
Jeez.
Like
I can't believe it. It's so crazy. It's so nuts.
Well, and like you and I were talking earlier, like I literally remember the night you took a pregnancy test. Like
yeah, because it was literally after the show.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm chewing.
I'm going to need that red lipstick, please. I love that red lipstick, by the way.
Thank you. Well, what's fun is I've had this red lipstick for the longest time. This is my all-time favorite. It is Estee Lauder. And I'm so glad that I did not, because I used to have this weird, and I bought it when I was in my 20s because it was the perfect red. And I used to peel the labels and the tags off, so I never knew what color, but I didn't do that with this, and I'm so excited. So I'm gonna look and see if they have it, because it's kind of shot.
Oh, I hate that when it's like your favorite, and then you're like,
yeah. And I'm really afraid to look and it not be there. Right. Because this is my, like, I searched for, because red is my favorite lip color. It makes me sassy and feel fancy and a little bit like Reba. Fancy.
Fancy.
But I'm nervous to look it up and it not be there. And I'm to the point where I don't wear it that often because I, like, don't want to be without it.
Right. No, absolutely. Like, and it's funny because I'll wear a red lip, but my favorite is like hot pink.
Like, okay. Yeah.
And I cannot find my favorite hot pink lippy.
It's the worst.
Like, I have a feeling it's in one of my purses that's like buried in my closet and I just can't find it. But I will find it before my trip because I'm taking that shit with me.
No, seriously. And the only reason why I found it is because we have torn this house inside out. Reorganizing and throwing stuff out, preparing for Bobby. And not Bobby, baby. We call her Babby. Anyway. And I found it. And I was like, hell to the yes. Right? I knew I had it. I knew it was in here in this house somewhere.
Right.
I just didn't know
where. You
just
didn't know where.
But I found it.
Yeah, I feel like I need to put, all I have is my NARS pencil because I think my other one that I used for Christmas is in my purse. So yeah, let's touch this up a little bit.
Yeah, so that's my lipstick story. Super excited I found it, 1, and then 2, super excited I did not tear off the tag so I can try it and find it.
There we go. Now it actually looks red. Mwah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's red. It really is. It's a good red.
I just can't believe it's the 30th of December.
I can't believe this year is going by. We had this conversation a couple days ago where when I say like 10 years ago, I feel like
70s?
Well, no, that was 30. Yeah. When I say like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It's the 70s, but nope, 30 years ago now, it's the freaking 1990s. What?
Yeah. It's like, no, it's not. I said, it was like, I hate when like you hear a song that you listen to in like high school on the oldies station.
Yeah, or 10 years ago, I think I'm like 15. No, 10 years ago, I was in my mid-20s.
Thank you.
What?
Yeah. I'm like, what? No. I need an adult who's an adultier than I am. Like,
I'm about to have a child.
Yeah. It's not like if you forget to feed the dog, you can just feed him in the morning the next day. Like,
seriously.
The baby.
I have to make decisions. I can hardly make decisions for myself.
Right? I don't like to call and make appointments for myself, and now I have to call and make appointments for another living being.
Yo, seriously, my mom still calls and makes some of my appointments. I'm not even gonna lie.
Like, my mom would be like, "Stop being a pussy and call and make your appointment." But like, I have to be talked into certain things. Like, I just don't want to do them. And now you don't have a choice because you have to do that for another living, breathing being. I mean, you could always make your husband do it, but
he does. He does all the calling and the everything of that nature. I don't call. I don't do it. I don't like it. I don't know why. I'm just not gonna do it. Nope.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if I could text to make appointments, golden, done.
Or if I can make an appointment online, just allow me to do that.
Yeah, done.
Let me see like what's available and what fits my schedule and put myself in there. Why do I have to talk to people?
Yeah. Like, because if I come in, I'm gonna have my AirPods in, and you're just gonna do what I ask you to and leave me alone. Like, I don't want interaction. And again, I think that has to do with COVID. Like, I've really learned that I like my own little bubble.
I mean, I've honestly always been that way with my appointments. I don't know why, but I think it's because I'm a Scorpio. Because I also know somebody else. Well, anyway, somebody else is just like me too, who their mom has to call them for their appointments and stuff.
Yeah, if I ask my mom to do that, she'll be like, "No, you do it."
Yep. Well, I mean, she doesn't do that much, but there was this one specific time I do remember because I wouldn't go to the doctors, and she paid my bill and made me go. I was like, "Damn it, Mom!"
Where you're like, "That was not what I wanted you to do."
Yeah.
I just wanted you to ignore it like I did, and it would go away, and I would be fine.
What's sad is she lived in Oregon, or like that she was living in Oregon, and I'm in Pennsylvania, and she calls the doctor's office because it was the doctor's office we all used to go to, and like it's small little town, so they knew who she was, and she's like, yeah, I legit called, said I was your mother, I'm paying your bill, and I'm scheduling this appointment for her, and that's what happened.
Right, you get a reminder call, and you're like, I don't have a doctor. Mom.
Yeah. Oh, crap.
Right?
Now I have to go. My mom did it.
Right, because then you feel guilty. You're like, well, she took care of it, so now I have to.
Well, she used to always make my appointments and just tell me when they were, and then I would just go.
Yeah, no, my mom is completely opposite. She's like, I love you, and I will talk you up, and I will build you up so that you can do it. She'll be my hype man. She's like, your ass is doing it for yourself.
I won't do it. I won't do it. It just won't
I've told her that. I'm like, then I just won't do it. She's like, yes, you will. I'm like, no, I won't. And then we'll argue about it. I'm like, and I end up doing it because she's my mom, and I don't know why. I give in to her, but right. I'm just like, I don't want to.
Like, it takes me forever to make doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, but I'm to the point now where I just schedule when I'm there.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't have to call, because if I have to call, I'm not seeing a doctor or a dentist for like 75 years.
I mean, what's nice about our dentist, because Melanie and I go to the same dentist, is my mom is the office manager. So I can tell you that I have gotten a text message from my mom that said, hey, are you working today? I'm like, yes, it's Tuesday. Yes, right. I'm working. Yeah. Can you tell Molly she has an appointment tomorrow?
Which I'm so glad, because I always forget. Let's be honest.
Yes, Mom, I will tell Molly she has a dentist appointment tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah.
And then my mom will text me and be like, just your friendly reminder, you have a dental appointment tomorrow. I'm like, you don't have to be that nice in text message. You could just be like, yo, bitch, you got a text message or you got a dental appointment tomorrow. Like, but
go big.
And I mean, honestly, with my doctor, I have been going there for so long. That like they've known me since I was like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Like, so if I call, I'm like, oh, hey, so-and-so, how's so-and-so? I haven't seen you guys in so long. Like, that thankfully is like family to me.
Right.
But if I have to call like a pharmacy because a medication isn't ready, I'm like, no.
I do that all that shit through online or IVR. I do not talk to anybody.
I'll go without it. I don't need it. And they're like, it's your blood sugar medication. I'm okay. I don't need it. I'll get it whenever they let me know it's ready. I don't need it. We're good. Yeah. And yeah, like that's my downfall. Or if I have to call like the credit card company because my payment didn't go through online, so now I have to call them. I'm like, I don't want to pay the late fee, but I also don't want to call them. I'll just pay the late fee. I don't care. I'll just pay the late fee.
Yeah. No, see, customer service doesn't really bother me. But what's funny is because I work in customer service, so I still sometimes act like those obnoxious customers.
Like, well, because when I finally do call, I am pushed to the point that I've had enough.
I am done. And I'm pissed off that I had to call customer service because I either couldn't figure it out or like I need something from that. Like,
yeah. My first words, usually if I have to call customer service and I'm to that point of calling them, is, okay, so say, Molly, you answer the phone. I'd be like, Molly, I'm so sorry. that you are the one that answered the phone today, but you have to understand I am very upset.
Yeah,
I am not upset with you. I'm upset with the situation.
Right.
So hopefully you can help me, because if you can't, I'm going to need to speak to somebody who can.
Yeah. Well, and when I get really angry, I also like to cuss. And sometimes, and I remember this one time, it was dealing with my engagement ring. And so I had to call their like customer service. And I said, like, this is fucking bullshit. And the lady was like, if you can't use professional language, I was like, bitch, you can hang up on me when I'm calling you names directly. I am not cussing you out, my friend. I am cussing the situation out. I'm saying it's bullshit.
Right? Like, I'm not coming for your neck, okay? No. I'm just saying that this situation is bullshit.
I'm not attacking you personally. I'm just cussing because I'm pissed.
Right? And if you don't want me to speak like that, perhaps you should fix my issue.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a whole thing. But
just a thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope, I get it. But what I don't understand is how it is 8:55.
I know, I just looked at the time.
Like, I looked up on the top of my screen and I was like,
I know.
Yeah, that says 8:55.
Well, because again, at the beginning of the show, it was like 9. No. It was like 8:08, and I was like, oh shit, we ran out of things to talk about already. And then here we are at the end of the show.
Yeah, I don't like, even if there is like a lull in the middle, like we always find another topic, and then next thing you know, it's almost 9 o'clock. It's like, literally. Oh shit. But yeah,
I was like, shit, we haven't done it in so long that like we don't have anything to talk about. But then here we are.
Right. But I said we wanted to talk about the ups and downs of 2022 and how we are prepared to carry those into 2023. And we did that. Yeah. So on the last show for a while, I think we should end it the way we normally end our show, which we haven't been for a while. Something that you're happy about, whether it be personal, professional, something you want to brag about, something you're excited about, because there's so much bad shit in the world. So do you want me to go first, or do you want to?
Yeah, because I mean, I'm having a baby, so like I'm happy about that.
Right. Molly is happy she is going to be done being pregnant.
Yeah.
And actually have, the baby here.
I just want to hold her. That's what I'm most excited about.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm excited about that too. Don't get me wrong. Like, I cannot wait to meet her.
Yeah.
But I'm just very happy that, like, I have the friends and family that I have. I'm surrounded by great people. I have an amazing support system. And I'm also able to be part of that support system for them.
Right.
Because I do have a safety net if I fall. But those people also know that if they fall, I'm part of their safety net as well.
Yeah.
And I've had several conversations over the past week with several different friends that were spiraling. And, it was, whether they're stressed about deadlines or they're stressed about things that are happening in their life that are, maybe not affecting them directly, but affecting them indirectly, and their choices are affecting others in good ways. But right now it's just kind of a shitstorm mess. So to be able to talk to them and be like, no, you are making great things happen. And right now you may not see that, but you will see it eventually.
Yeah. So
keep pushing. Know that you have a great support system here, because how many times did you push me when I just wanted to sit down and be done? So it's just nice to know that I'm very, very blessed in that respect of I have great people in my life, whether they be actual family or chosen family. I'm just very thankful for that. It's like I said, it's been a rough year as far as like the lows were super low, but the highs were super high. So it's good to celebrate those with friends and family, but it's also good to know that those people don't leave you high and dry when you need them the most.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's something I'm thankful for the entire year.
Faith in humanity restored.
sometimes it needs to be restored because I've lost it in other aspects. But
Right.
but I'm also super thankful that we had a year full of just us doing our own thing here on Modern Family.
Yeah.
Like, it was
fun.
all ours. It wasn't part of anything else. Well, not all of it. In June, we started our
Yeah.
own journey.
So for half of it, half the year.
Yeah, for half the year. And yes, we are going to take a hiatus for a little while in 2023. But again, I'm going to be busy traveling. Molly's going to be even more busy.
Figuring out motherhood.
Yeah, taking her first steps into motherhood with actual baby.
Right.
So, you know, we always talk about, you know, mental health and taking care of ourselves. So, of course, you know, I want you to do that and I want you to enjoy it and be able to be a hot mess and not worried about anything on Friday nights. Like, I don't want you to have to worry about that. So, whenever Molly is ready to come back, we will definitely come back. And if Molly decides she doesn't want to come back, that's something that I'll have to look about, see what I can do. And but we'll definitely keep everyone updated.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, because
on our
you never
social
know what,
media.
you know, I don't want to make a decision because I don't know what the future me wants.
Right. No, absolutely.
And I just know that, like, I'm really excited to have that time to explore and learn because this is all new. And it's going to be new for not only myself, but for my husband as well. And then as a dynamic duo, like what that's going to look like. And
yeah,
it was exciting, scary, and
right.
I'm ready for it. Like,
right. Well, exactly. And that's why, like I said, if you don't come back, you don't come back. Like, you're figuring out what you're doing because your life is about to change for the better.
yeah.
But you're going to have to figure that out and see where it takes you.
Absolutely.
You know? But we'll keep everyone posted on our social medias, and stay safe tomorrow night. Molly and I work at the same place and we cannot bail anyone out of jail. So
No.
be responsible. Call an Uber, call a taxi, call me if you live local.
I was gonna say, but I can drive. That I can do. Give me a call.
Right. We will pick you up. But have a great new year, everyone.
Yes.
Thank you so much for supporting us here on Modern Family. We will keep you posted. We love you. And we will see you at some point in 2023. So until then, we'll see y'all then.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Be nice people.
Yes, be good people.